Have you made any plans?
Take an overdose, slash my wrist, then hang myself.
All those things together?
It couldn't possibly be misconstrued as a cry for help. Hi, I'm Dialog Ch and you're watching Curtain Call on Hi TV.
It wouldn't work?
Of course it would.
It wouldn't work. You'd start to feel sleepy from the overdose and wouldn't have the energy to cut your wrist.
I'd be standing on a chair with a noose around my neck. So in this episode, we are here to talk about our upcoming production, 4.48 Psychosis, written by the British playwright Sarah Kane. And this production is done by our production group, Off Center Theatre Productions. And I am the director / one of the two actors in this play.
If you were alone, do you think you might harm yourself?
I'm afraid I might.
Could that be protective?
Yes, it's the fear that keeps me away from the train tracks. I just wish to God that death is the end. I feel like I'm 8 years old. I'm tired of my life and my mind wants to die.
That's a metaphor, not reality.
It's a simile.
That's not reality.
It's not a metaphor, it's a simile. Even if it were, the defining feature of a metaphor is that it's real. So 4.48 Psychosis is the final play written by Sarah Kane. It is, the title of the play suggests the time 4:48 a.m. which Sarah Kane has usually woken up in her depressed state of mind. The play is usually interpreted as an expression of experience of clinical depression, which Sarah Kane has lived with. And unfortunately, she had died by suicide after writing this play before its initial performance.
You're not 8 years old. Are you? Are you? No, are you?
The play deals with issues such as deciding whether to use medication or not, self-harm, suicide, and the effect and effectiveness of medication, and also the desires of a depressed mind, and the causes and the possible causes of depression. Do you despise all unhappy people, or is it me specifically?
I don't despise you. It's not your fault. You're ill.
I don't think so.
No?
No, I'm depressed. Depression is anger. It's what you did, who was there, and who you are blaming.
And who are you blaming?
Myself.
Hi, I'm Shanali Ranavira. I'm one of the two actors of this play. So this is my first public performance since having left school. So when I was in school, I participated in lots of drama competitions and also in lots of drama performances. No ifs or buts.
I didn't say for, but I said no.
Can't, must, never, have to, always, should, shan't. Then the unnegotiables. Not today. Me and Rajni have acted at school. We've been cast members multiple times. So suddenly she called me and said, Nanga, I have this production that I'm working on. Are you happy to take part in it? So I was like, okay. So yeah, and I'm so glad that I agreed to do the production with her. I don't regret it even a little bit. It's been really different and of course very enjoyable.
Please don't try to switch off my mind by attempting to straighten me off. Listen and understand. And when you feel contempt, don't express it. At least not to me, at least not verbally.
I don't feel contempt.
No?
No, it's not your fault.
Hi, I am Krishan Agama. Raji and I, we are the co-founders of Off-Center Theatre Productions. Off-Center Theatre Productions, as the name suggests, we actually wanted to do get into the experimental theatre genre and do some unconventional plays in Sri Lanka.
It's not your fault. That's all I ever hear. It's not your fault. It's an illness. I know it's not my fault. You've told me that so often. I'm beginning to think it is my fault.
It's not your fault.
I know.
But you allow it, don't you?
There's not a drug on earth can make life meaningful.
You allow this state of desperate absurdity. You allow it.
I won't be able to work. I won't be able to think.
Nothing will interfere with your work like suicide.
The play actually has 24 sections. The speciality of this play is it does not have any character names, or a setting, or any stage directions given. So the productions of this play can vary from having one actor to having many actors in the team. And in our production we have 2 actors, Shanali and myself, sharing the lines.
I dreamt. I went to the doctors and she gave me 8 minutes to live. I'd be sitting in the waiting room for half an hour.
So this play is categorized under the theatre movement called in-your-face theatre, which was popularized during 1990s. And Sarah Kane is one of the big shots in this movement. And in-your-face theatre is a type of theatre which grabs the audience from the scruff of its neck and shake it until they get the message. So this type of theatre kind of shocks the audience with its extremism in language use, imagery, and also it kind of disturbs the audience by its emotional frankness.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do the drugs. Let's do the chemical lobotomy. Let's shut down the higher functions of my brain, and perhaps I'll be a bit more capable of living. Let's do it.
So I've been involved in theatre since school days, and I started directing school plays at school, and I'm from Newstead Girls College, and yes, that's where the journey began. And then eventually I started learning more about theatre and theatre genres, and then came across this experimental theatre genres, which I absolutely started loving. Yes, and then yes, that's why I kind of like the complexity of these plays and also the unconventional nature of them.
Why am I stricken? I saw visions of God, and it shall come to pass. Gird yourselves, for you shall be broken into pieces, for it shall come to pass. Behold the light of despair and the glare of anguish, and you shall be driven to darkness. So if I were to talk about our rehearsal processes, we've been rehearsing for I think more than a year. So the first, I think maybe 4 to 6 months, we were really dealing with the script itself, because we were dealing with a rather unconventional script where the lines were beautifully written but rather ambiguous, and there were like multiple interpretations to like even one line. So what we did was we first really got immersed within the script, and that after that only we went into the acting process and the blocking process. If there is blasting, there shall be blasting. The names of offenders shall be shouted from the rooftops. Fear God and his wicked convocation. A scar on my skin, a seep in my heart, and a blanket of roaches on which we dance this infernal state of siege. So if I were to talk about my character, well, I think it's up to the interpretation of the audience, because as Rajni mentioned, there aren't any specific characters within the play. So I think if I were to say we are playing the same character.
4.48 Psychosis is our first ever production, and we'll be staging it in Colombo on 19th of May, Friday at Namel Malni Punchi Theatre. The beauty of these productions are because these productions does not have that conventional norm that like where the audience kind of have the curiosity. For usual productions, the audience kind of have the curiosity what will happen next. But for these kind of productions, the audience will always think what will happen next and what's happening, and the audience will have something to think of, and there's a deeper meaning in it that you can take back something out of it.
We are the abjects who depose our leaders and burn incense unto Baal. Come now, let us reason together. Sanity is found at the mountain of the Lord's house on the horizon of the soul that eternally recedes. The head is sick, the heart's cold torn, and tread the ground on which wisdom walks, and embrace beautiful lies, the chronic insanity of the sane. The wrenching begins. It wasn't for long. I wasn't there long. But drinking bitter black coffee, I still catch that medicinal smell in a cloud of ancient tobacco. and something touches me in that still place, and a wound formed 2 years ago opens like a cadaver, and a long buried shame rose its foul decaying grief.
So what I love about the end result of our production is merely the simplicity of the production, because it's just two actors with a minimal stage set, and it looks super simple, but there's yet a lot more for the audience to take from it. Why I thought of having two actors in this production is mainly because of the dialogues, the beautiful dialogues inside this in the play, and also I thought two would be ideal to create the confusion that Sarah Kane wanted to create the confusion of the person who's dealing with psychosis, who has lost the touch of reality, and who's unable to identify what is real and what is not. Her room of expressionless faces stares blankly at my pain. So devoid of meaning that there must be evil intent. Dr. this and Dr. that and Dr. what's it who's just pausing and thought it up, popping to take the piss as well.
What I found kind of challenging about this play is that there aren't any specific action scenes within this play. It's rather there are like 24 sections which are really not interconnected. So what was really difficult was portraying a different emotion in one section, and within a matter of seconds, like fully transitioning into portraying a fully different emotion. So yes, that's what I found to be most difficult.
Burning in a hot tunnel of dismay, my humiliation complete as I shake without reason and stumble over words and have nothing to say about my illness, which anyway amounts only to knowing that there's no point in anything because I am going to die. And I'm deadlocked by that smooth psychiatric voice of reason which tells me there's an objective reality in which my body and my mind are one. But I'm never here and never have been.
What I really like about this play is that it doesn't sugarcoat anything. It's just really direct, and it can be rather controversial, but that's what I like about it. It's very haphazard, it's very chaotic.
Dr. This writes it down. Dr. That attempts a sympathetic murmur. Watching me, judging me, smelling me, crippling failure oozing from my skin, my desperation glowing and all consuming and panic drenching me as I gape in horror at the world and wonder why everyone is smiling and watching me with the secret knowledge of my aching shame.
I invite all of you to come on 19th of May to Namel Malini Punchi Theatre and watch our play. I'm sure it will be worth your time.
Drown in your f***ing shame. Inscrutable doctors, sensible doctors, way out doctors, doctors you'd think were f***ing patients. If you want shown proof for the ask the same question, put words in my mouth. Offer chemical cures for congenital anguish and cover each other's until I want to scream for you.
To come to this stage, so there are quite a lot of people who has been involved in this production, who has supported us in quite a lot of different ways. So first I need to speak about the lighting technician Chatura Dasanayaka, who has been doing a brilliant job, and definitely you will be able to experience his work during the play. And also I would like to thank Johan Ferreira of Drama Sri Lanka, and for supporting, giving us lots of opportunities to give publicity about the drama, and giving his fullest maximum support on that. And also Iranga and Pala for their guidance as well on and supporting us during the rehearsals and giving their comments and inputs as well. The tickets for the show can be purchased at Namil Malini Punchi Theatre. So hope to see you guys there.
The only doctor whoever touched me, who looked me in the eye, who laughed at my gallows hymn spoken in the voice from a deeply dug grave, who took the piss when I shaved my head, who lied and said it was nice to see me.
We will be staging this on 19th of May at Namil Malini Punchi Theatre at 7 p.m. So the tickets are available at Namil Malini Punchi Theatre, and we hope to see you there. And it will be a new experience, a unique experience for all of you.
Who lied and said it was nice to see me. I trusted you. I loved you. It's not losing you that hurts me, but your bare-faced falsehood that masquerade as medical notes. Your truth, your lies, not mine. And while I was believing that you were different, that you maybe even felt the distress that sometimes flickered across your face and threatened to erupt, you were covering your too, like every other stupid mortal. And for my mind, that is betrayal. And my mind is a subject of these bewildered fragments. Nothing can extinguish my anger, and nothing can restore my faith. This is not a world in which I wish to live.